I'm here with Charlie Angus, member of Parliament in Canada. Now, Charlie, Donald Trump continues to attack the sovereignty of Canada. What do you make of all of this, Charlie?
Well, I really don't want to waste a lot of time trying to deconstruct the idiocy that exists in Donald Trump's brain. But wasn't it just a week ago we were going to get a 30-day pause? And a week ago wasn't the threat fentanyl, the supposed narco state that Canada is, and now he's focused on steel imports and aluminum. So again, to the American industry that's dependent on massive access to steel and aluminum through all the sectors of the American economy, well, you might want to call Donald tomorrow because he's just thrown you for a loop. He's certainly thrown our communities for a loop in the steel and aluminum sector. But I think what's really fascinating is that nobody in Canada is surprised. I mean, did anyone believe this guy? His word could be trusted? He's a criminal. He's a convicted predator.
Canada MP Charlie Angus has recently made headlines for his comments on former U.S. President Donald Trump as a growing boycott movement gains momentum. Angus, a prominent figure in Canadian politics and a member of the New Democratic Party, NDP, has been vocal about his concerns regarding Trump's influence on global politics, particularly in the context of Canada-U.S. relations. His remarks come at a time when public sentiment toward Trump remains deeply polarized, and the boycott movement against businesses and entities associated with him continues to expand. Angus, who has served as the Member of Parliament for Timmins, James Bay since 2004, is known for his outspoken nature and commitment to social justice issues. In a recent interview, he addressed the implications of Trump's political legacy and the broader impact of the boycott movement. Angus emphasized the importance of holding leaders accountable for their actions and ensuring that democratic values are upheld, both domestically and internationally. He also highlighted the need for constructive dialogue and collaboration between Canada and the United States, regardless of political differences. The boycott movement against Trump-affiliated businesses and products has gained significant traction in recent months. Supporters of the movement argue that it is a way to express dissent against policies and rhetoric that they believe are harmful to social progress and global stability. Critics, on the other hand, view the boycott as a divisive tactic that undermines economic growth and fosters further polarization. Angus acknowledged the complexity of the issue, noting that while boycotts can be an effective tool for social change, they must be approached thoughtfully and with a clear understanding of their potential consequences. One of the key points Angus raised in his discussion was the role of social media in amplifying political discourse and shaping public opinion. He noted that platforms like Twitter and Facebook have played a significant role in both the rise of Trump and the organization of the boycott movement. While social media has the potential to foster meaningful conversations and mobilize communities, Angus cautioned against the spread of misinformation and the echo chamber effect, which can reinforce existing biases and hinder productive dialogue. Angus also touched on the broader implications of Trump's presidency for Canada. He pointed out that the Canada-U.S. relationship is one of the most important bilateral relationships in the world, with deep economic, cultural, and historical ties. The policies and actions of the U.S. government, particularly under Trump's administration, have had a direct impact on Canada, from trade agreements to environmental regulations. Angus stressed the importance of maintaining a strong and collaborative relationship with the United States, while also standing firm on Canadian values and priorities. In addition to his comments on Trump and the boycott movement, Angus discussed the need for greater accountability and transparency in politics. He argued that leaders must be held to high ethical standards and that citizens have a responsibility to engage in the political process and demand better from their representatives. Angus's remarks reflect a broader call for political reform and a renewed focus on the principles of democracy, equality, and justice. The growing boycott movement against Trump-affiliated businesses has sparked a wider conversation about the role of consumer activism in shaping political and social change. Supporters of the movement argue that it is a powerful way to hold leaders accountable and send a message about the values that matter most to society. Critics, however, contend that boycotts can have unintended consequences, such as job losses and economic instability, and that they may not always achieve their intended goals. Angus's comments on the issue have resonated with many Canadians who are concerned about the direction of global politics and the impact of Trump's legacy. His emphasis on accountability, dialogue, and collaboration reflects a commitment to finding common ground and working toward solutions that benefit everyone. As the boycott movement continues to grow, it remains to be seen how it will shape the political landscape and influence the actions of leaders on both sides of the border. In conclusion, Canada MP Charlie Angus's discussion on Trump and the growing boycott movement highlights the complexities of modern politics and the challenges of navigating a deeply divided world. His remarks underscore the importance of accountability, transparency, and constructive dialogue in addressing the issues that matter most to society. As the boycott movement gains momentum, it serves as a reminder of the power of collective action and the need for leaders to listen to the voices of their constituents. Whether or not the movement achieves its goals, it has undoubtedly sparked an important conversation about the role of politics, business, and activism in shaping the future.